right, welcome to the commission meeting for Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have Andrew's voice there, booming.
I know.
All right, the call to order, please, Manager McGill.
Commissioner Siegler. Here. Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Here.
Commissioner Grella.
Here.
Commissioner Flynn and Commissioner Silverman are absent this evening.
Thank you very much. We will jump into your summary of discussion session topics, and then Commissioner Swager Wilson, Jeff Siegler will do community highlights. Sound good?
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier tonight, Commission met in discussion session and received information and discussed the following items. We heard from Fred Worcester from Fitch & Associates. He presented a review of the information and recommendations contained in the EMS report. We also received a review and recommendation for the award of a contract to update the municipality's zoning and subdivision and land development ordinances. And we heard updates on the activities of the various boards from their commission liaisons. Prior to that meeting, we met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics. The next regular meeting of the commission will be held on Wednesday, September 24th. That's a change for us. Our meetings are normally on Tuesdays, but because of the Jewish holiday, we will meet on Wednesday, the 24th. That meeting will begin at 8 p.m. in this room. Here are the ways the public can participate, either in person, you don't need to pre-register, simply show up at the appropriate meeting time and sign the sheet at the back of the room if you wish to speak, or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register, simply click the link located on the meeting agenda on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during citizens' comments or during any public hearings, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak. That is all I have, Mr. President.
Very much. Commissioner Siegler, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. September is the 10th annual Love Your Library campaign for the Mount Lebanon Public Library. The library is one of the most popular and important assets in the municipality. Thanks to the very generous support of the Jack Buncher Foundation, every gift up to $500 made to Mount Lebanon Public Library and other Allegheny County libraries during the month of September will be matched. Donate on the library webpage at mountlebanonlibrary.org. Each year from September 15th through October 15th, we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month by celebrating the histories, cultures, and contributions of American citizens whose ancestors came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America. The observation started in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Lyndon Johnson and was expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 1988 to cover a 30-day period. It was enacted into law on August 17th, 1988. The day of September 15th is significant because it is the anniversary of independence for Latin American countries Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In addition, Mexico and Chile celebrate their independence days on September 16th and September 18th, respectively. Hispanic Heritage Month is an incredible opportunity to speak with one voice, acknowledge the crucial role that Hispanics play in shaping the future of our country and the world, and to celebrate and recognize Latinos, employees, suppliers, consumers, and community members. We're grateful for all of your contributions. Thank you for making Mount Lebanon a better place. The Mount Lebanon Partnership will present the 11th Annual Artist Market on Saturday, September 27th, and Sunday, September 28th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Academy Avenue lot. Enjoy beautiful juried art for sale, including two-dimensional work, jewelry, wood, sculpture, glass, ceramics, fiber, wearables, mixed media, leather, and metal. Admission is free. Details at mountlebanonartistmarket.com. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Siegler. Let's move over to item number 2, Junior Commissioner Paige Jocks.
Hi everybody, my name is Paige Jocks. I am a senior at Mount Lebanon High School, and I am so grateful and I'm so excited to be here to present information about the high school, take information from you and present it to the high school as well. So, of course, the school year just started, so there's not a lot to talk about in terms of clubs and student activities, but there are some things I would like to touch on regarding the school itself. So I'm going to start with one of the biggest changes this year that has been implemented is that there is a no cell phone policy within academic settings, which means classrooms, assemblies, in the auditorium, phones are not permitted. So every day during class, we are required to put our phones up in the front of the room. We can get them after class, use them in study halls, in lunch, through passing periods, but we are not permitted to use them in academic settings. And I do believe this is pretty beneficial as it will increase student concentration and engagement with class, as well as foster relationships between students. And in the end, it will lead to better grades and a better result at the end of the semester. The next thing I would like to briefly touch on is the incident that occurred Thursday night, because I think it's important to draw attention to it. There were multiple police reports on Safe to Say and phone calls about a potential threat that was posted on social media. The police did a great job of responding to the threats. Although it was deemed not harmful and that the student didn't have any malintentions, we did have a flexible instruction day on Friday where we worked from home. And I just wanted to make that known because the police did a wonderful job of responding to the situation and ensuring safety of students, faculty, staff, and safety of the building and the facilities. Next thing I would like to discuss is the student body. Although, yes, the school year just started, so not many clubs are active, fall sports are in session. So that includes golf, girls tennis, soccer, girls volleyball, field hockey, cross country, and football, which of course football is the big attraction at our school. And I will say that the student section this year has been on top of it. Everyone's been super supportive and super exciting. And it has been a fun time to go to all of the games. Also, the class of 2029, it is their first time in the building. I know that although the school year just started, they will make an impact on the school, not just this year or next year, but when they rise to be seniors. By that time, they will have made a lasting impression on our school, and there are so many good kids who I know have the power to do so. I would lastly like to discuss the current class of 2026, my senior class. We've had 2 events that are annual for seniors. On the 3rd, we had Senior Sunrise, which was at 6:30. Seniors gathered on the field to watch the sunrise together. And although that day there was no sunrise, it just got bright. It was a very good time to talk with friends, take photos, and it's a memory that I know a lot of people have remembered throughout their lives. And I know that my class, we will also remember that. The next event we had was on Sunday, was senior boat ride on the Gateway Clipper. So all seniors, we boarded, and same sort of deal. We took pictures, we interacted with each other. It was a very fun time. I mean, there was a DJ. It was a good time.
And nobody fell off?
No one fell off, no one jumped off. Everything was fine. I was questioning if someone would jump off, but that never happened. So that's about it for right now regarding the student body and the school as a whole. I know that the senior class, we will do an amazing job to improve the school because we have so many talented individuals who have amazing ideas, who I know they can make a lasting impact on the school. And I hope that as your junior commissioner, as I get to know you guys more, and as you get to know me more, I can also make a lasting impact. Thank you.
Here's real quick, Paige, what was the student response so far to the no cell phone policy?
I think most people are okay with it, surprisingly. I know in years past, we were never pressured to put our phones up in some classes, so people would sit on their phones, not pay attention, talk to friends sometimes. But I think with no phone policy, it really is encouraging us to talk to each other more. And I think it's a good thing. I feel a lot more productive knowing I don't have my phone on me, I don't have to worry about it. And it's not like we're technology free. I mean, we're still using our computers and our Chromebooks, like our devices, but I think it's been going pretty well. I haven't heard many people complaining about it at all, actually.
There was a mention, some members of the public at the PTA council meeting were talking about, they were concerned that they wouldn't be able to reach their kids if there were emergencies at the school, which Dr. Freeze took care of pretty quickly with, the school resource officer was there talking about, hey, if there's emergencies, you're going to know pretty quickly because we're there. And obviously, the school administration has a protocol for things like that. So I think there were some concerned parents with, some questions that they wanted to get ironed out. And I think Dr. Freeze and the staff and the SRO did a pretty good job of addressing
Yes,
those.
I will say, it's not like our phones are locked up. They're sitting in the front of the class. If you really wanted to, you could go up and grab it and use it. And we can still use them during passing periods, lunch, study hall. So there's plenty of opportunity to use them. It's not like they're being completely locked up.
Right. Cool.
Paige, did you survive the first day of Spork?
I didn't do sporks, actually. I decided not to. At boat ride, everyone was like, Paige, you should just do it. Just go by it, go by. And I was like, I'm not.
No, but it's sport.
Can you give us a quick summary of Spork?
So you're not doing the spork thing?
No, so sporks essentially is like senior assassin. So everyone has a spork, and most people put it like behind their ears like that. And so everyone's given a target, and you have to go find your target and poke them with the spork. But you're safe if you have an odd amount of sporks, but if you have an even amount of sporks, you're out. So say I have a target and they have one spork. If for some reason I collaborate with my peers and they have two sporks, I can poke them and they're out because they have two sporks.
Apparently, people are handing like, oh, here's a book, and there's a sport taped
Yes.
underneath it, and all
And
of a
then
sudden
they get them out.
you're
That's how you do
susceptible.
it.
Yeah.
So you really can't trust anybody. And I know today a ton of people, it was the first day today and a lot of people already got out. So,
That does not sound like a safe game at all.
Well,
Very safe.
Awesome.
Excellent.
My
Thank you.
youngest played it and survived, and actually was one of the winners that year.
who gets money? That's the prize.
Yeah.
I think it's, I don't know, maybe $1,000?
It didn't seem like it was that much.
100.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was more like $50 or something.
Oh,
Commission version.
I thought it was a lot more. I thought because I thought it was.
Well, there were a
couple
lot
hundred.
of winners that year. There were maybe 8 winners or
Oh,
something. I
really?
can't remember the numbers. This is a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm old, so.
Thank you.
Thank you so
First
much.
update.
Yeah, this is
Thank
great.
you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
All right, let's move over to citizen comments, online comments. I can't remember what I did last time, but let's go to the online.
Nobody has their hand raised.
Nobody
Okay.
with their hand raised. All right. Let's go in the room. Colonel Hoon.
I don't know if any of you get the Wall Street Journal, but in this last weekend's edition, there was an article on deer and deer fencing. There are articles all the time on deer. Post-Gazette every year has 2 or 3 articles as the deer season comes up on gardening with deer. This particular article was, we've had people come in here and complain that fencing's expensive, it's ugly, they don't like it, they really don't want it on their property. They want other solutions for the deer. Well, there are other solutions. I mean, there are repellents that do work if people are religious about application. When it rains, you got to reapply. Should apply about every week. It works. Mesh netting over your plants also works. Deer don't like the feel of that on their noses. But this article goes into what kind of fencing you can get. And some of it's pretty elaborate. If you want to spend some money and have stuff that looks really, really nice around your $1 million home, it's available. There were also some errors in the article. It mentioned deer spreading Lyme's disease, and, doesn't happen. There is nothing with deer transmits to man, with the exception of something the CDC is looking very carefully at, and that's chronic wasting disease. So if you want to eat deer, well, you can't tell that a deer has chronic wasting for quite some time, which means you eat deer that has prions for that at the very least. But, that's fine. Eat deer. So we've gone 21 years here with this issue. 21 years. No definition on it whatsoever, just must kill deer. It all came from an old woman, Barbara Logan, who just hates deer. And when she came in here, sitting right there where our manager is sitting right now, and said, we have a deer problem. Everybody in the room, ears up, because nobody in the room had a deer problem except for her. Well, she said we have too many deer. And folks in the room afterwards said, how many deer do we have? Nobody knew. Somebody finally raised that question to the commission, and none of the commissioners knew. When they asked Barbara Logan, she put her head down like this. No answer. She looked at other commissioners. Nobody could back her up. Too many deer. Finally, we got a deer count on a year that they were unmolested, and we had 225 deer. They did the count the next year, fully expecting more deer, 200 deer. One of the commissioners, Kristen Linfonte, said, that can't be right, because everybody knows the deer population's exploding. Well, it is right. Deer population's up and down. We have no deer that occupy Mount Lebanon year-round. There are females that come in and have little ones, unfortunately, and they stick around long enough for the little ones to gain strength, and then they move on. I've seen this. There was a deer. I can't tell that story. I don't have enough time. But let's just say there's never been a reason to do this. And we would like to hear the next reason, because the last one we heard was, deer causing all kinds of traffic accidents. Not true. Have a good night.
Thank you, Dr. Hoon. David Egler.
David Egler, 121 Poplar Drive. It's good to hear that the schools have limited the cell phone use. Seems like it's one of the worst drugs out there. So many people are addicted to them. You see people having lunch, you'll have 4 people at a table and they're all looking at their phones and nobody's talking. And 2 people walking down the street together talking to somebody else. It's kind of ridiculous. I can remember when cell phones first came out many years ago. I was watching this dinner and the woman was there and she was on the phone the whole time eating. And I was just thinking, how boring is that guy that she wouldn't even talk to him. But, I kind of go back to the days in school. I remembered we were not allowed to have calculators in class for a test. So just a few years back. But
Just a few.
I actually started out with an abacus, so you can kind of figure, oh, look at that, look. A really nice device, but it wasn't all electronic, so we did get our exercise then, so.
Fine rules.
One of my questions I have is on item number 6, related to the Zamias property. Looks like we're releasing the security on a land development agreement approval back in 2016. I know that this property's history goes back 20 years. I'm just wondering what is going on based on this agreement. Is there anything going on with that property? Is there any future to it? Can anybody enlighten me on that?
I think the last project that we saw, there was a contract by a private party, and that contract is now no longer in existence. Does that sound right?
The agreement of sale is no longer in place.
So basically, it's dead in the water right now.
That particular project, yeah. I mean, it's a private property, a piece of private property that a private owner owns. You know, they're free to put a plan in for developing it themselves, which is not likely. They haven't done it in, as you say, 20 years. They've had plans that have, come in front of us before. There have been people interested in buying that property, but nothing's moved forward in a long time on that property.
Okay, thank you for the update. It's unfortunate. I can remember back at the time when this all started, I just knew who was all involved with it at the time, and I said, I just see a disaster here. I don't see anything getting done, and here we are 20 years later, and unfortunately, nothing's getting done. But my last item is, my last meeting back in August, I said I'd requested some information related to the capital improvement program on the 3 items that break down on the Pennsylvania Boulevard. Was there any information acquired as far as the breakdown of the land acquisition, the contractual, and the planning and design? Is there any information on it?
No, there is not. I haven't been given that direction by the commission, and quite honestly, that's a 2030 project in the CIP. As you're aware, the municipality has a lot higher priority projects over the next several years, so no, I have no additional information.
Yeah, this has been, for 20 years, been pushed back every year. In fact, at one point in time, it was actually on to have it done, and for some reason, at the last minute, it got pulled. So it's almost like a waste of time than putting it in if you're not. If you're going to put numbers down, you should be able to back them up. There's numbers on here, and you're basically telling me that nobody's given direction to say, hey, what makes up these numbers? I mean, were they pulled out of thin air? Where did they come from? I'm wondering if the numbers were accurate, if there would be maybe a consideration to do the project. I don't know. Like I said, I think these numbers are extremely high. I would like just a breakdown. I mean, I don't know if a right to know request would help, but once again, when you put numbers in an official document, there should be some backup to it.
As you're familiar with the right to know law, municipality is not required to produce any information it doesn't already have.
So in other words, you don't have any information to back up those numbers?
The information that was part of the original numbers that were developed, but we have not done updated information for those numbers. We do the same thing as we do with a lot of, and you're familiar with this process probably more than most people that come to this room, Mr. Egler.
Yeah, I
You're a
am.
former finance director here as well as another community. For capital improvement projects, we will typically take the initial project cost, and if it moves out a number of years, we add an escalator number to potentially reflect what the cost of the project would be in future years.
Okay, well, I know I was given from the solicitor back in the day a number, and inflationary numbers do not match up with the legal cost here. And once again, the other question is, what is the plan? I mean, is it eminent domain? What is it? I mean, is there a plan? Or
I would tell you that as this becomes a priority for the commission, we will have all of those details in
so
place.
the only way to make it a priority for the commission is for me to take the time to go through the whole neighborhood and tell the people what's going on and what's not going on and fill the room. Thank
Again,
you. You don't have to answer that. I already know the answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Carolyn Seymour.
Hi, I live at 750 Washington Road, right next door. My concern this week is about the walkway, the steps from the roof of the garage up to alongside the bank, out to the street. I took some pictures of the railing that's been down for about a month now. It's very dangerous. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that or if you've seen it, but it's the right side railing, if you're going up the steps, is broken. Not only does it look really awful, it's held together with that yellow tape stuff. And it's rusty, it's sharp. The other, the other side, if you can scroll to the right and take a look. Well, the other side, if you're going down the steps on the right side, that railing is whole, but part of it has come completely away from the joint that's holding it into the wall. Somebody walking along, if they stumble, they're going to pull that right out. I just wonder if you have any idea, are you responsible? Who's
The
responsible?
municipality is, I'm sorry to interrupt you, just so to give you an update, and I will have one of our building inspectors give you a call tomorrow. That is the responsibility of the Citizens Bank property owner. I know that we have violations out for these issues, but I will have one of our inspectors
So
give you a call tomorrow.
have addressed it with them?
We have a violation out for them to address. I can't give you the update on what that exchange or conversation has been back and forth between the inspections department and the party responsible for those repairs and maintenance, but I will have somebody give you a call tomorrow.
Okay.
Typically, when we get word of problems, we'll send out an inspector. They'll look at it. If there's something that's not right or a violation like that, they'll issue a violation notice. And then they have a certain period of time to correct the violation.
Right.
So in the case of construction
You
or
don't
like
know
this,
how
where,
long that is?
you know,
I mean,
well, it depends on what it is. But in cases where it's obviously more severe, we can weigh in on that a little bit sooner. And I think that's what Keith is talking about.
Correct.
Okay,
But I mean, sometimes the inspections office can't be everywhere around the municipality all the time. So we rely on residents to bring items like that to our attention,
okay,
so.
so I've brought
Yeah.
it to your attention.
Yes.
and-
But I know that,
Yeah.
again, I know that we do have an active violation for this and that they've had conversations. So I'll have somebody call you tomorrow.
Anybody else in the room? Anybody else online? Oh, what do we got? Oh, yeah, sure, come on. Yeah, can you put your, state the name and address for the record. Thanks.
Sorry, I'm new to this.
all right.
I'm not new to the community. My name is Kyle Stott. I'm at 307 Oak Forest Drive. I believe that's Ward 1. So I'm here today. First of all, I'd like to say, if anybody would like to see deer, come to Twin Hills Park area. There's plenty of deer there. I'm very happy with the deer management activities that are going on in the community. Another reason that I'm here today is that the leaves have started to change, and that means leaf blowers. And one of the things that I've noticed about this community and quality of life in the community has been noise, especially from leaf blower activity, spring and fall. And I've noticed that current regulations are fairly limited in the community and don't provide much guidance. So basically at 7 a.m. every morning, the 2-cycle motors start up, go, for now until end of fall, basically. So I'd just like to bring that to the commission's attention as an issue. I'd like to follow up with you potentially with some more details on that. And then otherwise, just to introduce myself, I've been kind of international businessman for a while and haven't spent as much time in the community, but recently with the kids in high school, spending more time at home, and I'd love to be more involved with this government body. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Yeah, let's find a time to get together and discuss it. I know that, there was a discussion at the most recent resiliency board around like gas-powered lawn tools in general, not specifically around times of use, but I know that it's the gas-powered ones that tend to be the loudest. And so there's some residents had come up with some statistics about some of the issues with those. And so it is something that's currently kind of in front of us. So I'd be happy to
That's
find a
great.
time to chit-chat about it.
That's great news. I'll follow up.
All right.
Thanks.
Anyone else online? Nick?
Nobody online.
Nope. Okay, thank you.
Say something? Matt?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'll be brief here. So I'm Matt Coleman, 249 Jonquil Place, and I'm the union president over at Mertz FAP Local 6. Just want to comment on the study there. Just one thing that came out of there was about the EMS millage or an EMS fee schedule and how Ross Westview institutes that. That's been discussed here and there at Mertz over the years. I would just urge everybody to kind of take that seriously, maybe take a deep dive into that. As a revenue stream for Mertz, when we look at EMS as a public safety entity, and we look at these fee schedules and trying to raise money for ambulances, you're talking about really a cost of preparedness is what it is, what that all comes down to, and putting those trucks on the road so that they're there when somebody calls 911. So in the police world, in the fire world, to an extent, they know what their budget is because it's coming from tax revenue, and that would be a great thing if that happened to EMS. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Anyone else? Okay, great. Thank you much. Let's head over to item number 4. Commissioner Swager Wilson, please.
This is consideration of the minutes from the adjourned meeting held August 26, 2025. Mr. President, I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is consideration for the award of a priority repair to a culvert located in the Public Works Yard. The proposal was received from National Shotcrete LLC, doing business as National Gunite, for the Department of Public Works Yard Culvert 2025 Priority Repairs Project on July 31st, 2025. National Gunite holds the CoStar's contract bid through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania contract, CoStar 041E23026. The project consists of rehabilitation work at the Mount Lebanon Department of Public Works Storm Sewer Culvert and includes invert gunite repair of the corrugated metal pipe culvert and full diameter gunite repair of the corrugated metal pipe culvert, as well as all necessary site preparations, protection, and restoration. The municipal engineer has reviewed the proposal and determined it to be acceptable and recommend the project be awarded to National Gunite. The contractor has completed similar work in Mount Lebanon and other municipalities in a satisfactory manner. The proposal totals $151,949, which is in line with the engineer's estimate of $150,000. The project is to be funded through the Sanitary and Storm Sewer Fund. I move to award the Department of Public Works Yard Culvert 2025 Priority Repairs Project to National Shotcrete LLC, doing business as National Gunite, in the amount of $151,949, subject to execution of a contract approved by the municipal solicitor and municipal manager.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Welcome.
Commissioner Siegler, item number 6, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration to execute an agreement with WPBH LLC and Michael G. Zamias Interests LTD. WPBH LLC and Michael Zamias Interests Limited received a land development approval in 2016 for the property at 400 Bower Hill Road. These two entities wish to abandon their approval and have the municipality release the security that was posted for the development. The proposed agreement sets forth details of the release of the security while containing provisions for the 18 parking spaces along Washington Road that were to be installed as part of the project. Mr. President, I move to authorize the execution of this agreement, subject to the approval of the manager and the solicitor of any minor revisions to the agreement.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Siegler. Commissioner Swager Wilson, item number 7, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is consideration of the award of a contract to provide professional services related to the zoning ordinance and Saldo update. The municipality issued a request for proposals to engage a professional consulting team to conduct an update to the zoning ordinance and subdivision and land development ordinance known as Saldo. A project team consisting of planning board members, municipal staff, and commissioners reviewed responses and interviewed candidate firms. The 2023 Comprehensive Plan, Ascend Lebo, recommends conducting a review and update to the zoning ordinance, Chapter 20 of the Municipal Code, and the Saldo, Chapter 16 of the Municipal Code. The project team recommends the contract be awarded to OHM Advisors with subcontractors Details Reviewed LLC and Evolve EA. The municipality allocated $150,000 in the 2025 operating budget for this project. It is my pleasure, Mr. President, to move to authorize the manager and solicitor to prepare and execute an agreement and any ancillary documents with OHM Advisors to conduct the zoning ordinance and saldo update at a cost not to exceed $150,000.
I will second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? I will make a comment. I think this is probably the most important project that we will work on as a municipality, and I would encourage, to our vast viewing audience, residents get involved in any way they can, because our zoning ordinance and the subdivision and land development ordinance, whether you know it or not, affects almost every aspect of our environment, whether you're building, redeveloping, where you put trees, roads, how our police, fire, and EMS get around our municipality. These are very important documents that govern the rules of development in our municipality. And for this project to be successful, we need a lot of public input. So the project team that I think we're going to be voting on today will be reaching out to the public to get advice and input like they did with the comprehensive plan. So I would encourage everyone, to the extent that they can, to get involved in this project. Anything else? Cool. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Commissioner Swager Wilson. Commissioner Siegler, item number 8.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of commencement of pension benefits. The employees detailed below have requested benefit commencement commensurate with the terms of their respective pension plans. Employee named John Voight, pension plan general employee, start date September 1st, 2025. I move to approve benefit commencement for John Voight.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.